Hello, good evening. Welcome to Sunday Live discussion session with me, Antara. Tonight's session is going to be a hell of a session. We have the power-packed Somdutta Sarkar as our guest tonight. She is a TedX speaker. She is a mentor. She is an entrepreneur, a visionary. She is the founder of the Intensify Life magazine. She is the founder of Intensify Humanity podcast, and but of course the author of the best-selling book 7 Steps from Shame to Being Back in the Game. This book has been highly read and highly appreciated by people throughout the length and breadth of the country. Let me tell you, this book is not just a motivational self-help book. This is an implementation book. This book is perfect for anyone who wants to turn around their life. This book is just about right for anyone who wants to come out of a situation feeling the emotions of guilt and shame. So ladies and gentlemen, without waiting further, let me send Somdutta a request to join the session now, and we'll continue the discussion with her. Presenting to you Somdutta Sarkar, from shame to being back in the game. Just hold on. Hey! Hi, welcome.
How are you doing?
I'm fine. Am I audible?
Yes. Is my voice clear?
Yes. Perfectly fine. Good to see you after such a long time.
Same here. Good to see you after such a long time.
Yes. So, tell me, what made you write and publish this book, 7 Steps from Shame to Being Back in the Game?
Yes, of course. So thank you for asking the question. So first of all, let me just be very clear. I had never thought that I would even write a book in my life, and let alone the book will become a bestseller or anything like that. So I never thought I can write a book. So it all started with some incidences in my life where it happened that I helped some known people in terms of finances, and little did I know that it was a fraud case, and I went into a heavy financial debt. And those few months in my life were like the lowest points, I could say. It was so low that I went into depression, and I was going through the phase of I don't know how to come out of it. So then what happened is I was looking for answers everywhere, those moments, those time, and I was in such a phase that it was like everything was numb for me. Like just get up, go to office, come back home, and I used to cry, and all those things used to happen. So to clear off my head, I was desperately looking for some kind of help or some kind of solution. And that time I came across something known as Vipassana. So I went for that first of all. And then after I came back, I was looking for some kind of guidance or some person who can help me, a mentor or a coach. So then I happened to find my mentor, and then the journey began of learning about the things which I did not know, about how to come out of the phase and what I did. So mostly I worked on myself. What I realized was, Antaraki, I am already in shit. So I cannot
Right. You know why I'm laughing? I'm sorry, I'm cutting in between. I'm laughing because I just happened to have a chat with my friends, and I told them that, this person, Somdutta Sarkar, she is one person who has got her shit in place. So you can continue. I'm sorry.
No, I mean, that's a very true line, I must say, because you know what? All of us make choices. Like every single day, you make choices. What you want to
Right.
eat, whom you want to trust. And you can't walk the planet without dealing with people, without trusting people. And
Absolutely.
the only shit you can get into is by trusting people whom you already know. Otherwise, there won't be any problem. So it is about not the process of trusting people. It is about the consequences of those choices. So we make choices every day. So then it happened that, I realized that what is the reason I went into those choices. Because first of all, I was so naive and ignorant about what is the, financial thing, what do I need to check, etc., etc., about those people. I did not do all those things. So I was pretty naive with all those things. Now, so then I was working on my self growth, self development, and it happened that my mentor asked me to write a book. I said, what? I was like, me, book. I mean, there is like North Pole, South Pole, and there is no connection to it. So he said that you have a very powerful story. Why don't you write your book? I was like, okay. Then I just started writing. But first, I was very skeptical about coming out with the story because, of course, as the name itself mentioned, I was in total guilt and shame. Like people would judge me. You are educated. How could you make such stupid choices? Right? First, your friends and family would tell you, you are this, and there would be so much of judgment coming out. So yes, that was one of my biggest thing about writing a book. But when I actually wrote the book and came out with it, then something completely opposite happened. People reached out to me, messaged me, and shared that thank you for writing the book. I am going through same phase. I'm going through similar phase. Now I know what to do, or can you help me with it, etc., etc. So then I came to know that I am not the only person who make these kind of
Absolutely.
choices and go into that zone. There are so many people stuck in it, and the worst case is not making the choices. The worst case is people are stuck into it and they don't know what to do the next step, either from their personal side or professional side. So that's where I got the messages and everything that, uh, thank you for writing it, because now at least I know what I need to do the next step, what I need to do the next step. So that's the whole story in crisp, how I decided to write my book, because of the absolute mess I was in life, like mentally, emotionally, financially. So it is absolutely something which pushed me. Like everything happens for a reason. It was like I was making these choices every now and then, and life just slapped me to shook and realize ki
Absolutely.
you need to change your track. Okay, so that's how it started.
I must say that when I got hold of this book, after going through it, I think the terminologies that you have used, shame and guilt, these are like they shook you out of the slumber. I have been saying that these are like to the face words which many people avoid using. These are the exact emotions that we feel when we have made some unwanted or made some wrong decisions, wrong choices, or choices with consequences which are not acceptable. Um, I must inform, or I must share this with friends who are watching this, that this book is a friend which is going to take off the rosy colored sunglasses from your eyes and going to tell you that, hey dude, you need to wake up and come out and uh, see the world as it is, face the reality, because this book does not use any flowery sentences, any extravagant words. It only says to the point, like it is divided into steps. How convenient it is, like 7 steps. Each step describes what you need to know, what you need to read. It does not say anything extra beyond what you need to say. So this is one such book that I must share this with everyone. And how wonderful the choice of words are. Even I have been through one such incident. I think I have been through several such incidents where exactly that thing, that how could you do this, like how could you not see the results, the outcomes, how could you do that? But then this is, I think, the judgments of the society make us go through those anxieties, those guilt and shame. And there are so many people who do not get that kind of support, that kind of maybe help, or they do not have the support system to fall back upon. So I think this book is wonderful, and this book should be read by anyone who wants to understand how to make a better decision in life. Having said all those things, I think you call your book a implementation book which has various exercises, right? So I just was wondering if it will be possible for you to share one such example of an exercise just for us to understand.
Yes, absolutely. So that would be fun. And in fact, let me also add aspect to it. You mentioned that this is a very simple book. Yes, it is literally like if you open it, it's written in a very simple English. Like you don't have to open any dictionary or any, hi-fi jargons or anything like that. Because first of all, I am not so much good in vocabulary or anything. Yes, it is written for everyone who can read it. So it's not an English literature book, but it is based out of experience and it's written in so much of a simple language that anyone can understand. So that was my
but
main thing
but it
because it
opens
is for
it
everyone.
opens the eyes, it actually
Yes.
shooks you out of your slumber or of your
Yes.
sleep, like you need to wake up
Yes.
and face
And
the
the
reality. So
words
it's
like guilt and shame, just like you mentioned, every single day we go through it. Like, take, for example, today's Mother's Day. Like, ask any mother how many times they have felt guilt about, okay, doing this or not doing this for the family or the kids or for their job or for their business, etc., etc. Every single day, every person, be it a man or a woman, goes through guilt and shame. It's just that we do not acknowledge the fact, and until and unless we
absolutely
acknowledge that there is an issue, we cannot solve it. So it just keeps piling up again and again and again. And coming to your exercise, I mean, if you just see here, there are tons of some of the very simple steps or exercises that I have given after almost every chapter, because these are very simple steps that I have asked the readers to do after what they get to learn. So like for example, in one of the exercises that is there, I have written in about the cleansing. So we talk about a lot of cleanse that we need to do. We talk about nutrition, that you need to detox your body, this
mm-hmm.
and that. And what about cleansing your thoughts, your emotions, your this and that? Yes, one of the biggest thing is meditation, but how many people can actually focus and start doing it, meditation? And you can't just do it in one night. Everything
Right,
takes
right,
time.
absolutely.
So very simple example, it's like if you can take a pen and paper and exercises, write down everything that is bothering you at the moment, which is resulting in your guilt and shame. The reason is you need to understand what is the root cause and what is the symptoms. Most of the time what happens is we focus on the symptoms and try to solve the symptoms of the problem, and that's why the root cause never gets solved and it keeps on happening again and again and again. So
Right,
that's the thing you need to understand. So you need to write it down first, divide it into category, into which falls under guilt, which falls under shame, which is the root cause, which is the symptom. Until and unless it is there in front of you, because we have more than like 60,000 thoughts in a day, and you are already stressed out, you are already anxious, you are feeling guilty, so many things are going on. How can you categorize and divide all those things if you cannot think and see in a very straightforward term? So like this, there are very simple exercises. Sometimes you might read and feel that, oh, if I do it, will it happen? But do it and see if it makes a change, because until unless we have complicated our life so much that we run away from simple things and expect that our solution will only be there in complication.
hmm.
No, absolutely opposite. So that's why when you start doing these things, you will realize that one after the another, you take the step and you can solve your problem. At least you will find the opportunities in your problem. And that is how you will progress towards a solution. So that is
Right.
about the exercise.
And also, I would like to add, I think there was one time when you had mentioned that it's very important to read this book one time, like one at a time, one step at a day, and not to rush it. So, like you have read step one, take a moment, try to sink in, do the exercise, think about it, and then move on to step two. So, take your time while reading this book. Do not rush it. So, I remember you had mentioned this as well. So
Yes,
yes,
yes. You have a very
yes.
good memory, I must say.
I have talked about this book with so many people, and so I remembered that.
Thank you so much.
Thank
It's
you.
so sweet of you to break it down into things and also remember what's. So that's really sweet of you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I also remember that in step five you have mentioned a topic called money mastery. Would you like
Yes.
to explain what you are
Yes.
trying to
Yes. I
say
would
under that
definitely.
topic?
Yeah, I would definitely like to say one thing about it is when I first heard about, uh, life mastery, wealth mastery, money
Mm.
mastery, and so many things, what people understand money mastery is only one thing, that is financial freedom. That's it. Okay. So, like, get on the top of Mount Everest. That's it. Now, you don't know what are the things required for you to get on the top of Mount Everest. You don't know how much time it is going to take. You don't know what is the base camp you need to set up, what are the things required, take step by step. So money mastery is not a one definition, it is the process that anyone can go through and attain the mastery in that particular domain. So whether you call it any kind of mastery in your life. So let's take for money example. To attain financial freedom, what are the things you need? Now, here in this particular call of ours, I specifically want to highlight one aspect, which is one of the foundation and the fundamentals, I would say, that anyone need to understand, and which is known as financial confidence. And that I also learned it from my mentor as well. Unknowingly, Antara, it happened that I showed financial confidence when I did not know there exists some kind of terminology like this. Financial confidence is your ability to do something, being resourceful enough to do something when you don't have money, when you don't have finance, and you make things happen with finances arranged from somewhere, etc. Or you have the confidence to make it for sure that I will achieve that. If you don't have the confidence, then even though you have lakhs and crores of rupees in your account, it is no point because you will lack that financial confidence first. So that's why if you see there are so many people, even though crores and millions of rupees in their account, they are still, not happy, not fulfilled in life, and also they are always fearful of letting money go. You will see that majority of the people who have money in their account, they are fearful of the fact that if my money goes away tomorrow, what will happen? That
Or
means
maybe if I lose my job tomorrow, what will happen?
exactly. So that is the confidence. So if you see the people who do not fear this thing, so talking from the money as mastery aspect, if I just talk in terms of money or finance, then yes, it is. Even if you have money, you don't have money, you have the confidence and the faith and the belief that yes, you can turn around and make money out of no money. Because understand this, if you cannot make money without money, it will be also difficult for you to make money with money. So that is another part of money mastery thing. So similarly goes for a job as well. So a person is always fearful I will lose a job. But a person who actually loses a job and still good okay about it is because the person has confidence that fine, I have the required skill and everything that I will get the next job tomorrow. So that is the aspect and one of the pillars of money mastery, I would say. Of course, there are many others, but this
Hmm,
is one of
hmm.
the fundamentals I would definitely like to highlight because people don't know about it. Even I did not know about it. So
Hmm,
that is
hmm.
one of the things.
and then you have mentioned about, I'm not going to disclose, but you have mentioned about so many ways to acquire the confidence, the money confidence. Um, so so this book talks about how you can acquire the confidence as well, not only the money freedom but also the money confidence that she is referring to. I must also quote you here again. I think it's mentioned in your blurb of the book also, that how ironic is it that we study in our schools and colleges and no one talks about how to take care of our money, or how to manage money, or how to deal with this kind of situations. And here we are. I remember talking to one of my classmates that no one ever told us that how the real world is going to be, and we complete our graduation and suddenly we are like, oh my god, what is this? So I think it's high time that schools and institutes start implementing, or at least initiating a discussion on these topics as well, so that at least the kids, the young adults are aware what needs to, how to
And
prepare
you
themselves.
find it very funny, Antara, if you remember that whomever you asked or any time regarding money, it's a taboo, or people don't talk about money. They don't show about money. Oh, no, 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 don't talk about money and this and that.
Yes, yes, yes,
No
yes.
idea where it comes from. So now when I look back and why the reason I learned this, why the reason I was able to quit my job, launch all these things, able to generate, like 10 times more money than what I used to, is everything because I understood how money works. And money is
Hmm.
spiritual. Like I have also covered it in one of my podcasts in Intensify Humanity. Money is spiritual. How? You can go ahead and listen to it. But without money, see, it is like the vegetable knife. If I give it to you, what will you do? You will cut vegetables. If
Right.
you give the knife to some other person who is like a murderer, that person will cut human beings maybe. So it is not the problem of the knife. It
Nice.
is
Right.
what you will do with it, what kind of
Hmm.
nature you are. So money is also same thing. It all depends in whose hands it is. It is spiritual.
Absolutely
If
right.
you can harness the power of money. So yeah, that is definitely there, money mastery.
That's wonderful sentence that you just shared, and I'm so glad. I can't even tell you that after working for more than 10 years, I was in a situation. I'm not shameful to accept. I was in a situation I did not understand how to manage my finances. I did not understand how to handle it, and I think it's only because in our families it's not spoken of, not in our institutes or colleges where we spend so much of time in our lives. So it's high time that we spend time in understanding how to harness the power of money. So that's great.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Som, for sharing that. I want to ask you, is there any exercise that could be done very quickly on the spot, just to come up of that feeling of shame and guilt, like instantly? I know it's a process, but is there anything
Yeah.
that could be
So
done?
if the friends who have joined us, let's take
Yes.
a very simple exercise. For example, in the
Okay.
last 1 month, okay, in your personal or professional life, wherever it is, in the last 1 month, can you list down or point out 3 situations or events which made you feel guilty or ashamed, or where you felt even a hint of guilt or ashamed, and because of which it is still going on in your mind again and again. So reason is you need to divide it into section: guilt or shame. So here is another thing, why this
Hmm.
exercise is, you need to understand the difference between it. I've also mentioned it in the book with certain
Right,
examples,
right.
that guilt is something which is associated with something. For example, oh, I'm not, like, let's say, if the husband tells the wife, okay, you're working so much, you're not giving time to your kid, etc., etc. Your job is ruining. So what happens? The wife goes into, or the mother goes into the phase of guilt. Ki, oh, I am a bad mother. I'm not able to spend time with my kid. It is associated with something which might not be true as well. Okay. So a person throws a presumption upon someone, and you starting to feel guilty based on certain kind of event or situation. Shame, on the other hand, if you see a very common example, if from the childhood a child is being told by the parents again and again, you're not good in studies, you're good for nothing, you're good for nothing, you're good for nothing, you will bring shame to the family, etc., etc. So it is very easy for the kid to always be in a phase of, feeling ashamed. So it is about you. It is not associated with anything, but it is about who you feel as defined by somebody else.
Right.
So
Okay.
this is the difference, and there are more examples to feel that. So the exercises in the last 1 month, okay, at least 3 incidents or situations where you have felt guilt or a shame. Okay, write it down. And in the next column beside that, just write it down exactly what steps have you done to come out of it, or to face it and move on without, leaving that behind. Chances are that 90% of the time people don't confront it, they don't realize it, they don't accept it. So what happens is, you don't solve it. It is there in your subconscious mind, and
It
it just
stays
keeps
there.
fighting over and over. And how does it come out? In any of your next situation or event in your home where fights are happening, this thing will pop up, that thing will pop up. You are trying to do something in life, it will hold you back. So these are the vents out of which all these things come out. So the exercise is, on the next column, you write it down. What are the exact steps you have done? And if you feel that column is blank, then make another third column and write it down. What are the steps against that particular event or guilt or shame that you are still feeling? What are the things you think you should have done but not yet done? So the next step of the exercise is, today or tomorrow, just simply go ahead and take just one step and do it. Just do it and see what happens. Because most of the time, what happens is, we want to do a lot of things, but we stop at the implementation session.
Right.
Right? Implementation step. So just take one, give yourself a chance, and just go ahead and do it. So like this, you will find a lot of exercises going on there, and friends who are here, if they are doing it as well. And this topic is so sensitive, Antara. The thing is that I have also heard from people through the messages, the mails and calls, that people don't want to talk about it in open, which is understandable,
Absolutely.
being the conditioning of it. Just like you were saying, right? I am not ashamed that I did not know about it. Just imagine how many people are actually feeling that. Just imagine. So that is my
Absolutely.
wish and my hope, that more and more people are aware of it, and they can feel from front, because you are just doing injustice to yourself by not facing it and not by coming out of it.
Right. So from now you have made me go into my thoughts, and I'm thinking about it. So it's so thoughtful, and I think it works so much to actually see the words, the problems in front of you, written in black and white. So you start accepting and come out of the denial that it does not exist. So it's like I wanting to start exercising, and I have not been able to start exercising, and that I'm shameful about. So I was thinking that I need to make the columns and start working on it. But then, sometimes we feel that I want to lose weight. I'm just giving some analogies that I want to lose weight, and it's such a long process. But it's always good to start with baby steps. I have always felt like even baby step is actually something, even 0.01% closer to your achieving the goal. So great.
Absolutely. And
So
just like you shared the exercise example, I also, like, it's so funny, right? you don't let's say majority of the people, okay, even sometimes happens to me, I did not exercise, oh, I'm feeling so guilty about it. So in that guilt, what happens, people go and eat a lot of extra things, and then they go in the second phase of the guilt, oh, I'm so guilty, I ate extra, and then they feel again guilty. It's like a cycle. It's and there is something term like a guilt eating or something. I don't know, I read it
I
somewhere,
think
I'm
there
not sure.
is. Yes, yes,
Something like
absolutely.
guilt.
There is something.
Where are they coming from? I mean, these are not required. We are just complicating our lives so much when the solution is already in front of you. It is within you. All you need to do is just take one baby step at a time. And this book is all about those baby steps as well.
Right.
So,
Yes,
yeah, you are
absolutely.
absolutely right.
So, Som, do you want to read out any lines for us, like, so that we get some idea of what's in store in this book?
Yeah.
And friends who are watching us, if you have any comments, any questions, any suggestions, anything you want to share with Som or with me, this is the time. Leave them on the comments. I'll read them out once she's done reading.
So I would definitely like to read one specific section. It is from the section of cleansing part, okay?
Okay.
And I specifically want to read it because I know for sure, because I've also known some people around, and I'm sure that there are so many men and women out there who cannot feel or express their vulnerability, thinking that people will judge them. Oh no, I always have to be strong. And most importantly, a man cannot cry. And if a woman cries, then termed as like this. So it is, the point is no shame in crying. Okay. So this is the point here. So I'm just reading out this section quickly. Surprised how crying could be a solution? Yes, it is. We are taught in the society that crying is a sign of weakness, which is absolute nonsense. The problem is faced more by the males in the society, where it is considered that a man cannot cry. Why? Is man not a human being? Does not have any feelings? Does not experience pain? And if a woman cried, then to let off the pain, she is considered to be a crying baby. So it is so much essential to cry for any human being. When they feel the need to cry, it is just another way of releasing the pain, the suffering, or the toxins, you can say it. Happiness leads to laughter and smile, while pain leads to crying. It is absolutely okay for people to cry. Crying not just help you to release the toxins, but also makes you feel relieved and calm. Because after that, your mind becomes clear. The biggest fear is, what will people think? This fear itself has killed so many dreams, aspirations, love, hope across the world. So if you can kill that fear and without an ounce of it, simply cry, who is going to benefit? You or the people commenting about you? Think about it. So, do you want to hide the pain inside you and let the guilt or shame become an internal infection, or you want to release the toxins and the pain as soon as possible so that you are able to breathe wholeheartedly? The choice is again yours.
Absolutely wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much for reading them out. I think
Thank
it's very important to cry and release the emotions, as you have mentioned, to move on and to deal with the situations in a better way. That's wonderful, wonderful lines. Thank you so much, Som. And I want to see if we have received any comments out there. I'll read it out. I think some of our friends have joined, and there is Renu Talikote. I resonate so with you. I'm sure you know all about it. I'm sure there are so many people who are watching it and who will be watching this video later on our IGTV. They will be able to realize and resonate. And that's Hemant Patil, visionary, great insights. So, ma'am, and how do we understand about money? That's Santosh S.A. What aspects are really important? Would you like to answer that?
Sorry, was that a question?
Yes, it's how do we understand about money? What aspects are really important? That's Santosh S.A. if you want to answer that.
So first of all, thank you for asking that question. The first thing you need to learn is, which I learned also, is asking the right question to yourself. Because the brain does not understand what is, right, wrong, black and blue, etc. So when you ask about what are the aspects of money, is that the question, Antara?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. So first, in which aspect are you asking? Are you asking in terms of how to make more money given what you are doing currently? Or you want to understand about how money works or the spiritual context of money, etc. So I'll take it in a very generic manner to answer the question. If you are thinking that how money works, it is all in your hand. For example, how you make the money work is everything here. How to first ask yourself, this is the first step. How do you feel about money? When you have money in your hand, do you feel guilty about having so much money? Do you feel ashamed that no, what will people say? I have so much of money in my hand. Okay. You feel powerful that you can abuse something or someone related to that, or you understand by keeping the money in your hand and you feel that this is such a useful resource. I can make things happen in the world or in my life or somebody else's life with that. So that's the first thing anyone needs to ask yourself, that what does money mean to me? Okay. So what is that one thing? Next step, the most common thing, um, how to earn more money. So just twist the question and answer yourself. Why do I want more money? You will get more clarity to the answer. For example, like when I was in a job, of course, that money was not sufficient, and moreover, I was in a financial mess. So my first attempt to earn more money was to come out of the financial mess.
The debt, right.
For me, that was a situational push at that time. Now, that push led me into another push, which life has been trying to teach me for so long, which I realized was I was wasting my potential into some other domain but that potential I can use it somewhere and earn more money. So one thing led to another, to another, to another. Then I started
Right.
mentoring, coaching people from across all various domains and backgrounds. So what happened is my why got clear. As I said, just change the question. When your why gets cleared, money will automatically follow by doing what you love doing. So this is a very simple thing. These are the two things that you need to understand, and money will follow accordingly. And remaining the technicalities and fundamentals are there always. So those are much extensive discussion. So basically, this is the general thing that everyone needs to understand about money.
Right. And if you want to know more about it, then you need to buy this book, Seven Steps from Shame to Being Back in the Game. It's available on all the leading e-commerce websites, Amazon, Flipkart. It's also available on our online bookstore. So you need to visit www.mysecretbookshelf.co.in. The link is given on our Instagram bio. So you just go over our profile and click on the link, and you'll be able to purchase a copy. And Somdutta is so generous and kind that she is actually going to send out personalized handwritten notes to the
Yes,
buyers.
yes.
So do
And
not
thank you,
let
Antara, for
uh,
that. You can get
so
it
do
at
not let
this place,
yes.
yeah, where my book, secret bookshelf, and you can get it on Amazon as well. You can get it cover plus Kindle version, so whichever you want. So yeah, thank you, Antara, for the kind words, and yes, personalized copy as well, only from
Yes.
you. It's exclusively
Yes, only
only.
from right. Only if you want a note, a handwritten note from Som, so you need to purchase this book from our online bookstore. So thank you so much, Som, for answering that question. There are a few more. I'm going to take a moment and read them out. Thank you, Som. That is Renu Talikote. It was great to know many things through your book, also from the lines you just read. This choice matters so much. That is, I'm sorry, I'm not getting the context here. Shraddha Nilesh, um, it's awesome. And then some always rocks. Uh, and okay, that's great. I'm buying now. That's Hemant Patil. Oh, wow. That's
Thank you, Hema.
like,
Thank you,
that's
Shraddha.
great.
Yeah.
And then there is Miss Kul Momita, sorry, Momita dot Nag. Please give me some ideas. How can I be an independent person fully? I think she's talking about money independence,
I'm
financial
guessing so.
independence.
I'm guessing so because this is a very broad umbrella question. Independent in terms of physical, mental, emotional, or financial. I'll give you the context why I'm taking all these aspects is also because I know personally some people, especially women, who earn a lot. Okay, they have good bank balance, but they are not independent. Means they, even for the smallest of their choices and decisions, they have to either ask their husband or some other male person in the family. So I am putting that context out. So based on your question, so let us talk about the financial independence. A very simple answer I will give based out of my own experience in life. Everyone, be it a man or a woman, needs to be financially free. Because if you are living in a material economic world, you have to get your finances right. And that starts with financial awareness, which I did not have as usual. And so many of us don't even have it now. Financial awareness is first of all your first step. Then start earning. That is your, keep your finances to yourself because that is what will help you in the long run. Never depend on anybody for the finances. Okay. Third is maintain your finances. Okay. Don't spend out like anything. This is known as, again, financial education. First is financial awareness. Next is earn, get yourself financially independent. And third is be sustainable in terms of finance, means invest in proper channels which is going to help you for the long term so that you don't have to depend on
Absolutely.
anyone. And all the parents, please educate your children in terms of finances at a very early age. That's highly essential.
Absolutely. And talk more and more about it with your friends and in your group, like how instead of talking about some frivolous, maybe something which are not productive, talk about finance and how to manage them, which investments are beneficial and which are not. So that there is, you initiate a conversation. uh, Miss Kul Momita is also saying that uh, I am unemployed now, sitting back at home after studies, still not getting any good opportunities. I think
Mhm.
it's the time since the pandemic. You need to, I think, as Somdutta has mentioned, first thing is you need to hone your skills so that when things open up, you are there, you are ready, you are prepared, you get a job and start earning. So you need to now be on step one and educate and learn different skills so that you can start earning when
Absolutely
things
right.
open up.
Absolutely right. And just like you were mentioning in the money mastery section and all this section where about the skills in my book, you will find that not only job, if you are looking to get any opportunities, it is already there. What you need to do is which opportunity matches your skill, your talent, and the strength that you have. This is the link that people cannot make even today because they are operating from a place of fear and scarcity. So I highly recommend, I think that I don't know the real name, but Miss Cool
Momita,
Momita.
I
Yeah,
think it is
Momita.
Momita.
Yeah, Momita, it's high times. So don't worry that you are not having job. It is the best time for you to sit in a calm mind, analyze and list down every strength, every skill, every talent you have, and what are the things that by which you can solve a problem in the market. In return, you will get paid. In return, you will get earned. So this is the best time that you can hone your skills and
Hmm.
everything. Yes, people are having this kind of, pandemic effect and so many things are happening, losing job, etc. But this is the ultimate opportunity. And as I keep mentioning, Antara, you might have heard that every problem comes with a hidden opportunity. Hidden meaning which leads to then opportunity. So yes, that is the answer.
Absolutely, absolutely. And as your uh, book subtitle says that how when life itself is temporary, how can problems be permanent? So all problems are temporary. So you need to just work, have patience, and it's going to work with yourself. Read Somdatta's book. For that, you have to purchase her book. So you need to visit our website for that and grab yourself a copy, and then you'll understand what all we are talking about more in depth. Let's quickly talk about you have this magazine, Intensify Life magazine. So tell me more about it, and also where can we purchase a copy of your magazine, or where can we subscribe to it?
So thank you for asking that, Antara, because this is one of my recent initiatives that I started in
Okay,
last December 2020. And it
okay,
again, it started because of my vision of Intensify Life, Intensify Humanity. So this magazine is named as Intensify Life magazine, and right now it is a digital version. I am planning
okay.
for the hard copies, but maybe after some time, after everything settles down, the deliveries open and things will fall. But as of now, it is online, and yes, it is absolutely free for everyone, but you can definitely subscribe. The website is under construction, but you can get the all the soft copies in intensifylifemagazine.com.
Okay, all right.
Intensifylifemagazine.com. Now what
Okay,
this magazine is about is, it is about self growth magazine, I would say, in one term. I'll give you the reason why I started the magazine. I I came across so many magazines, and I love all the different kinds of magazines and creativity that are there in the market, right? We have different genre magazines. We have fashion magazine, we have lifestyle magazine, we have travel magazine, we have politics magazine, we have so many different kinds of magazine.
mm,
And
mm.
yes, in self-development section also, very few magazine are there which talks about success, okay, which only talks about a certain elements of business. And I have been thinking a lot about this gap area, which is when people talk about growth, finance, money, calmness, spirituality, everything, and lifestyle, including food, including exercise, everything. It always bugged me. The question is self growth or self development different from lifestyle? Isn't lifestyle means a day-to-day thing, or the style in which you spend your life every single day? And what is self-growth? Is it like a muhurat wala thing ki only in that part of the year I will start working on my self-growth? No, it is absolutely not. Then why have we not talked about it yet, and why are there no platform anywhere which talks about both these things holistically? Your
Mm.
lifestyle, including everything, including your food, you know, your growth, your finances, the stories, and what are the things you need to do related to your self growth. So this magazine is for you and by you. Means I just don't write things in the magazine. I get articles, photos, poems, you know, uh, paintings, stories, experiences, everything from all different amazing people, and anyone can get featured in the magazine provided this stick by the guidelines, and provided their articles or anything are, we can put it up, we can publish it based on the review thing. But yes, it is for everyone who has a story to say, to intensify their life, who has their experiences to share with other people about helping someone else. So your, what value can you give through the magazine? So anyone, like for example, Antara, the way you bring all the authors together, you have created this platform, you are elevating the sense of self growth by helping people to read
Thank you
books.
so much.
Yeah, and that's an amazing thing, because you are actually helping people to intensify their life in the positive aspect through books, your love for books, for the authors, for the reading platforms, all these things. So this story is also unique. So let's say you want to share the story or the experience or the reason why people should read books, the reason why anybody should be author. Okay, reason how books can elevate somebody else's life. So when you share about these things through your personal experience, we publish it in the magazine and publish the magazine in every edition wise. So next month, the 4th edition of the magazine is coming out, and it has been like a continuous process, thankfully, with the love and grace of everyone, because it just started off on a, okay, let's start it. And then I was thinking, can we continue? Can we continue? But thankfully, 4th edition is coming out right now. So really thankful to all the contributors who have shared their, contributed to the magazine, and all the readers who love the magazine. And, of course, a long way to go. Long way to evolve, develop, and more verticals would be added, more things would be added. That's in the plan. But yeah,
Yes.
Intensify Life magazine is for you and by you. It's the self-growth magazine, and the vision of it is, I want this magazine to be the one-stop solution and the platform and in the magazine world where it is like the answer for all the questions related to your self-growth and self-development, and to cover that gap area in the world. So that is
great. So we have only 10 minutes left before Instagram cuts the session off. I just quickly want to say that after this session is over, I'm going to share all the details on our Instagram storyboard so that it's easier for people to take reference from. Quickly, let us go and talk about your podcast that you host, Intensify Humanity. You are the founder, also the host of this. So what is this podcast all about, and how can we listen to it?
Yes, so quickly I will share it. My podcast, Intensify Humanity, you will find it in all podcasting platforms, including iTunes, Castbox, Spotify, SoundCloud, everywhere. Plus, it is also there in my YouTube channel. This is the podcast where I bring in people, and like Antara, with full gratitude, and so thankfully I can thank the universe that I have got the opportunity to interview and speak with some amazing leaders from across the globe. And they are like not just, they have made a mark in the global platforms and all the world. So if you want to learn from them freely about their story, about the journey, and what you can take it from them, just go ahead and watch it. So what I do is, in this podcast, I bring in people who have been through immense challenges in life. But instead of giving up, they have turned around, bounced back, and making a mark in the world in their domain. So I bring out all these people to help others with their story and what are the things they can add value to people. So that is why it's named as Intensify Humanity.
And it sounds very motivational. So we can watch it on YouTube, your YouTube channel, as well as it's available on all the
platforms.
Podcast platforms. Okay, great. So I'll share the links as well on our storyboard just for reference, friends. Quickly, before we wrap up this session, so what are you working on next? Are you working on any book or any other projects?
So right now, one of the major project is the magazine as of now. Because that is the place where I am bringing in people. So it's not just me alone. I want everyone who wants to intensify life or want to contribute to the world in some way or the other and intensify others' life as well to come together and make it happen. So right now, the major project or the major initiative that I'm working on is Intensify Life. And
your workshops as well, I suppose.
Yes, my workshops are there, and just keep an eye. Maybe Antara will put it in the this thing, Somdutta Sarkar.com. Yeah, I'm revamping this, so there are other opportunities how people can learn from me through my mentorship, through my programs, through my book, through my these things, and so that is one thing. And majorly, I'm working on the magazine right now.
Okay, and your workshops, I just quickly want to ask you, you conduct so many workshops. Who should enroll to your workshops and how can one enroll to your workshop?
So I have two things. One is my Intensify Life Mastermind program, where I mentor people one-on-one, coaching and mentoring. Anyone undergoing guilt and shame, want to change their life and work from the peak performance state, That is one thing.
Mhm.
Another, I am working with my mentor. You can see the photo behind with Dave. The name is Passionpreneur Mastermind Program. So I am one of the core
Okay.
mentor with him over there, where I also help people to quit their 9 to 5 job and build a business around passion. So I have these two mentorship
Mhm.
program with two different
Okay.
flavors and elements. So anyone who wants to start a
Mhm.
business around passion, that is there, and anyone who wants to always be in the peak performance state, come out of their challenges in
Mhm.
life and be a be an unstoppable phase, that is there. So I include the elements of NLP and all the things that I've learned and implemented on myself. These are the programs I do.
Great. So I'm going to share these informations as well on our storyboard, and I'm going to do my bit to spread around the word as much as possible because these workshops are, I'm sure, going to benefit many people. Okay, so I think we have come to the end of this session. It was lovely, as I mentioned it, power packed session,
Thank you so
and
much for having me, and it is so good to see you after such a long time. And
yes, yes, yes,
lovely
yes.
for all the friends who joined us, and we interacted. It is always amazing to speak with you. So thank you so much for having this platform and giving all us the authors this opportunity to actually help more and more people. So thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much. Thank you for realizing and seeing it, and coming from you, it means a lot. All my best wishes, Tom, for your magazine, for your workshops, for all the work that you plan to do, all the good work that you plan to do. Take care, and hope you have a great week ahead. Uh, Thanks. Bye. Take care.
Thank you, Antara, and thank you, all the friends. Thank you so much. And please take care and stay safe. Thank you.
So, guys, that was Somdutta Sarkar, the author of Seven Steps from Shame to Being Back in the Game. This book is available on our online bookstore and also Amazon and Flipkart. So, our link of our online bookstore is given on our on our bio. So, you just go there, click. It's www.mysecretbookshelf.co.in. You purchase this book and you will receive a personalized handwritten note from Somdata herself. So do not waste that opportunity. Guys, have a lovely week ahead. Have a lovely Sunday, the rest of the Sunday, whatever is remaining. And I'll see you next Sunday with another guest. Till then, happy reading. Bye. Take care.